And it's wonderful to find the stories that are recounted, like the same between all the synoptics. And so you can find it first in Matthew. It's Matthew 13, the parable of the soils. Parable of the soils. And so let's read this and find out how many different kinds of soils they had. On the day when Jesus went out, Matthew 13, of the house, and he was sitting by the sea. And a great multitude gathered to him. And he got into a boat, and he sat down. The whole multitude was standing on the beach. And he spoke many things to them in parables, saying, Behold, the sower went out to sow. And as he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside. Yeah, good old King James people here today. That's, you've been reading King James to listen to old sermons, if you know. Wayside. All right, so mine is New American Standard Bible, 1977 translation. There's a 1995 update of the language, but mine is 1977, and it says road. So if mine says road, I know that it's wayside. So one's just falling beside the road. Okay, so I'm just going to use road because wayside. I don't know. Road. And what happened to the seed that fell beside the road?
The birds came and ate
The
them.
birds came and ate it. Yeah. So that's one seed. And then the others fell in rocky places. So we got, what's the first type of soil?
On top. The road.
Road. When it says road, did it mean asphalt?
No, just dirt.
Gravel?
Hard dirt, gravel. Well, not really gravel.
Clay if you're in the south.
It was the way side.
Well, so they're in it's interesting because when he says out by the sea, he's talking about the Sea of Galilee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're there, and I hope we can
So
get
it
it.
could be beachy.
Yeah, not beachy, but when you're not beachy. That it was the Mediterranean Sea that would be that. But if you're let's go to Israel. Let's go to Israel. I hope that I hope we can get a trip together, and I really hope that we could go because it's just the most amazing thing. Because the area that Israel is an extremely geologically diverse area. So the northern part of the Sea of Galilee, and the mountains, there's mountains around it, and you can still see just volcanic soil sitting there. You can still see that's like a volcanic thing. And we're talking about the caves that are around. You're talking about people hide in caves. It talks about in the New Testament, and so it's and all that ground is just where the people have walked and where the roads are. The walk is just packed down volcanic soil. And so, it's volcanic soil is it good soil?
It is.
It's very good soil. But if it was falling on, like Andrew said, on top, didn't go deep. So it was there on top of the road. It was also in a place that was hard. So.
Compacted soil.
Mm-hmm. And the birds came and ate it up. And the next place was the rocky places. And you look at those mountains, and you think about King David, like you hide me in the cleft of the rock, And where he was in the wilderness, it's starting to be more. It says wilderness in the Bible, but it's not trees. It's just like you think about like West Texas. When you think about it, it kind of looks more like West Texas, where it's just kind of scrag bushes and everything. And there's these cleft of rocks. You see these volcanic type mountains, and then you see the places where it starts to even out when you go down towards the Dead Sea. There's lots and lots of places where it only rains like once, like the latter rains and the former rains. You heard of that? That means there's one big rainy season and one smaller rainy season. You hope you get the second rainy season, the latter rain. You hope you get the former, but you don't know you're going to get it. It doesn't happen all the time. And so when it's very, very dry, it's been dry all year long, and the rain comes, what happens to that good soil on top? It erodes away. So there's places you go when you go from the Sea of Galilee and you start going down, and you have to really hug the Jordan River on the Israel side, or you're someplace you don't need to be. You get shot over there. It goes down and it looks like the moon, because it's all these just places you look at like moonshots or look at Mars or something like that, and you see like there's these areas where maybe there was water millions of years ago, but there's just these scratched out deep places. It's like giant monsters just took their claws and scratched out the ground. And so the ground can be just harrowing and diverse and strange. And so the second one fell in those rocky places where they were. So that's your second kind of soil. Yeah. When the sun had risen, they were scorched, had no root, they withered away. One of the best compliments I ever got in the ministry for our church is Pastor Bill Purvis said, "David, there's all these churches sprouting up everywhere, but I like your church and I like you. You got roots." Isn't that good? That's just fun to hear. That's just neat thing to say. Because hard times come in the life of congregations, and the people in the congregation without roots. There's no soil. You're not getting. It's hard to get resources. But there's no soil. There's no what? Resources. And there's sun, which means it's some dry times. So some people fall away. The others fell among the what? Thorns. And the thorns choked it, came up. And what happened? Choked them out. So we got how many kinds of soil now?
3.
And then what's the fourth kind? Good soil. Yeah. The others fell on good soil. And it fell on good soil, and it just produced, one more plant. It just multiplied once, right? No. No.
I produced many plants.
Yeah. It says, the others fell on good soil and yielded a crop, some 100-fold, and some 60, and some 30. And Jesus says to us as leaders, he who has ears, let him hear. There was a woman one time, and she named her son Virola. Named her son Virola. Well, Jesus, he's always saying, hear me, hear me. She said, well, I got the name out of the Bible. She said, she's an old country woman. She said, right there in the Bible it says, Virola, Virola, I say unto you. So, verily, I say to you. So, Jesus says, he who has ears, let him hear. King James would have said, verily, I say to you. Virola. He's out in the back door, Virola, will you come home? He said, I love naming my son Virola because Jesus is always talking to him. I say to you. So, and Casey, just when you thought you've heard all my dumb preacher jokes.
You knew they had more in him.
Yeah. And the disciples came and said to him, why do you speak in parables? So we could sit there in Brian and Christie's living room and unpack them. Okay, so somebody tell me what the lesson is today. You did connect 4, right? You got 4 seeds, and you got 3. Take the 4. Oh, okay, sorry about that. I got 4. So you got 3, and then just take 3 and move them away. So what's the leadership lesson today?
It only takes one person to do it, to propagate the word. When you have, doesn't matter how much people you have, whether you got 1 or 2 people pulling the weight, obviously if it gets contagious, it's going to motivate the other ones.
That's right. Great word, Oscar. That's point 1 of the leadership lesson. Somebody give me point. Somebody take that and put it in your own words. And
3 out of 4 people ain't worth a darn.
See, what you need is
that one Jesus talks to, you need to be real loud.
It doesn't matter how many seeds you sow, as long as one gets sowed properly, it's going to grow.
Don't waste your seed. Throw it in the right spot.
Yeah.
If you know what that is.
And never
Yeah.
Well, how do you know what's the right spot?
That's the problem.
You don't know, do you?
That's right.
I tell you this, at year 15 of our church, I'm surprised, like who's here and who's not here. You don't know. You don't know.
I could tell you a testimony that happened to me.
Okay.
One of the many trips that we took to Guatemala, I was there, and I posted that I was at the hotel, and my old neighbor that I haven't seen in years, he was very proud that we were working in a mission trip, and he said, "I remember you when you used to come to my house and share the gospel with me."
Oh, yeah.
And I said I didn't listen to nothing. Now I follow Jesus, and it's like, thank you so much for sharing the word with me, even though I didn't pay attention to you. So I was like, that motivated me more. It's like I give myself a hard time not being a good Christian, not being good enough. But, it's like God's not impressed with my sin, So it's just like, it only takes one person. And I happened to be in a different part of the world when he said that to me. And he did it through social media. So he was very proud that I was doing what I was doing. I said, well, it's not only me, it's the team, So we're all here as a team. So I got kind of emotional about it. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Now, tell me this, which one of the seeds in those 4 places was a better seed?
They're all the same seed. That's where they were landing. Where they landed.
So, is the lesson from this, is it from the sower's perspective, should the sower say, I should have better seed?
It's better placement of the seed, or taking care of your soil. That's what you got to look at.
Those are true things, but that's not what's hidden. It's not that, so many times you think, well, I should have a better personality. I should have a better, I should have a, I should be a better friend. And that's just lies. I got another one. I don't know if you heard this one, but there was a guy back went down to Meade, where Dave Bell and Dan Ring worked, and we had this music day down there. Me and some guys went to play some music in their parking lot. And of course, the back then when the smokestacks were going, you get covered in this white stuff.
Still the same.
Is it really? This white stuff. All my drums had white stuff on them. It's weird.
You went all the way down to the paper mill on 165 and played in the parking lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make sure I'm following the story here.
Yeah, they had a family. It was Meade family day.
Oh, okay.
ABC
All right.
music, so we played
I
there.
thought you meant just randomly.
Everyone's going to work. But I met this guy that was
That
from.
would be David.
I'm saying, I wouldn't be surprised.
I met this guy from Eufaula, and he just loved the Lord. He played in a different band that was playing, and I was good friends with my Korean friend Tay. Bill knows Tay. And probably Brian knows Tay. Take him. Played saxophone in the band.
Yes, I do.
And so Tay came down there with us and stuff like that. And we went back to Eufaula because when you're 20 something, you meet somebody. We'll go over to see you. We do that.
20 minutes away too.
Yeah. So we go see him and stuff, and this fellow was interesting. He was so passionate. I think he had just been really delivered from awful, terrible stuff. His face just glowed. He was about a year or two younger than us, and his face just glowed. And Tay went with me to go visit him at his house, and they were having a party, all the Christians, and have like a, back in those days you'd have like Bible study / party. And just all the time. You get together and you have like party Bible study. To me that's church. So you get together with your friends. And so he had a, so I remember Tay went with me to the door, and you follow these, but we're so brilliant people. We're from Georgia. We're sophisticated. You know, so we go to Alabama, you know, so open the door and the guy says, Tay says, my name's Tay. And the guy says, well, nice to meet you, Ted. You know, my name's Ted. He says, nice to meet you, Ted. You know, he can't say it. So the guy said, so that fella, he came back up to Columbus with me, and I'll never forget pulling off of the highway with him from, you know, J.R. Island Parkway, coming down onto Moon Road, back before the shopping center was there and all that stuff, going to my house on Morningside. And we pulled up at the stoplight, and he was just quiet, and he said, lies. He said, lies. What did he say, Bill?
All lies.
I said, man, what are you talking about? He said, lies. Lies.
All lies.
Corruption. He said, lies, lies, all lies. He said, corruption. He said, well, I just thought of something. I just thought of something that I know wasn't from God. And he had to say it out loud to tell himself that that thought wasn't from the Lord. I mean, like, you got these seeds here. Don't ever think that the seed that is you in your life and God's Word implanted in you and how God works through you is, don't ever think the results you're seeing is because of the seed. Yeah. Now I'll go to Seinfeld. You know, George and Jerry are sitting there in the little cafe, and he says, you know, you got to tell that, George wants to break up with the girl because Jerry broke up with his girl, and he's trying to be like Jerry, and he says, you know, just tell her it's not me, it's you. I mean, it's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me. He said, and he got it wrong, you know, and I was listening to that, and he says, it's not me, it's you, you know, not you, it's me. And I thought about that. For those 3 seeds that were that what happened to them, you know, what do you need to say? You need to say, it's not me, it's you. It's not me, it's you. Because you just can't control what happens. So what's the one thing the sower can control in the story? Can't control the soil.
Spreading
sower.
the word.
What?
Spreading the word, getting rid, sharing that seed. That's what
All
they
he can control, or she can control, is spreading the seed. Now, I'm not talking about how you need to preach. I'm talking about, you can preach, but I'm talking about the expression of your life. So the deepest synthesis of Christian spiritual leadership is self-expression. Because that's what you're doing. In the end of the day, you're self-expression. And you're hoping you squirt that water hose, there's some seeds that come out. There's some of you in there. But you know, like you put the old things where you put the water hose on the canister and you fertilize the lawn or whatever you do with it. You know, that water is you, but you got that medicine coming out for the lawn with it. So, the lie is that you don't know how to put the seed in, or that your seed's not good. The lies and the corruption, the lies, all lies, is that. The truth is, connect 4. You got to do, every time you minister, every time you express yourself as a person trying to reach out and connect somebody to God's church, it looks like to me, in this story, that it's at least a 4-to-1 ratio. You didn't make the seed, you didn't make the ground. All you do is connect 4. So, your takeaway today is this: at the 4 Sunday feast, which I'm still blown away that it has much energy as anything we've ever done in that room. And I don't know why, other than it was just real, raw, and relational. It was. usually we have to do a whole lot more prep on the leadership side for something to happen. All we said was, oh, get those little tins out. Make them take those home. You know, you know, everybody bring everything. You know, Donna will wash dishes. No,
We got that taken care of.
And I got Gloria because I know she. I don't know what Gloria would do, but I know she would. I knew she wouldn't do it alone. So.
We volunteered to help her.
Yeah, that's right.
I think she just had the men in there.
Yeah, she had rounded up a bunch of men, and then
We went in and
I went in, and then when I was doing the
So at where you're at in your day, okay, in your life, if you start thinking about who you can invite to church at Easter, who you can connect to God's family, there's no advertising we can do. There's no outreach we can do. There's no group witnessing we can do, like the people at the core of the team connecting for. And this is not about, hey, you better go do some outreach. That's not what this is. This is understand your seed is wonderful. Understand that you have everything that you need. And understand that they don't fall into at least 1 out of 4. Now, that's the starting place. And sometimes the ground is hard, and it's like Jesus and the 10 lepers. The leprosy's hard. And that was 1 out of 10. So I think a lot of times our ministry, that idea that it's whoever you look at and care. You know, did I care? You know, or the Christian pickup lines, like, what's God doing in your life? Or how can I pray for you? Or so it's that. And so for Sunday Feast, at First Wednesday, and the rest of your life, I think we just need to up the amount of connection we're doing. And I think God will do all the rest. Sow more. Spread more. So, what do we got next for today?
You just said so.
Yeah, I did say so. So, and in your home teams too, when you think one of the biggest principles of home teams is this: it's not what you do as a leader in the night or in the day or in the meeting. It's what you did the previous 6 days to connect with people. That's what creates who's there. So, all right. So now we're going to talk about. This is the last thing to do today. Then we're going to go outside, and we'll be done. We're going to talk about what are some of the wins that we can celebrate since the first of the year.
I've gotten to know several new people that I had never really talked to or really met. It's hard for me to learn names, but there's several now that, it's go in, oh, there she is, or there she, so that has been nice to really start to know other people.
Yeah, because just because one person's not there, or just because you don't know them, that you can know them. It's fun. It's fun to know them. Who can you describe that you might have met?
Who can I describe?
Yeah.
Well, one of the younger ones, Caitlin, she's in our grade. Melanie, not your Melanie, but the other Melanie.
Yeah, old new Melanie.
Old new Melanie, yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Told somebody, I said, this is Melanie. I can't call her. I said, I have my Melanie. I can't call her my other Melanie because that's the Melanie.
And I had seen Iris, but I had never really talked to her or gotten to know her. So I've been able to get to know her better over the last couple of months. So that's been really nice.
People are hungry for somebody to know them. They love it. All over our city, people stay in churches that they don't like because I'm serious. People tell me all the time, I don't like but my friends. Tell me that all the time. What's another win?
team working.
You already talked about it, I think the fourth Sunday was a win, I think that sense of community every month's important.
Yeah.
I think that'll help bring people together as we get them, you know, do this month, next month, and get 'em.
I even told you after that, I was really surprised at just the volume of the crowd and the line and enthusiasm and the noise.
Yeah.
It was way more than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Well, even though Steve and I didn't stay, from what I've heard, there were so many people that jumped in and helped without having been told, can you do this, can you get that, can you do this? It's just, like I said, even though we didn't stay, but this is from what I'm hearing
Yeah.
from other people, so everybody stepped up.
So the
The line
community.
was very long, and by the time the ones at the end got to the table, it was
Yeah. Down to the very.
very little to choose from.
So they were in the family and they served. as part of the family.
I guess the best thing about that feast thing is some people don't even sit down in their own home and have family, chat with the family. So that's the best thing.
Like teaching family.
It is nice to see those who haven't participated in actually becoming, to actually get in there and get their hands dirty and do stuff, and see people growing and being more participatory and taking ownership in certain pieces.
Thanks, Bill.
It's not directed at anyone in this room.
Oh.
Yeah, so our new thing to talk about is, like, the thing we want to add this time, in this meeting, that maybe you can tell others about that weren't here, that we added, then we'll add something new next time, is that, like, every time you come, like Bill was talking about connecting and meeting people and people doing things, is every time I come, I want to meet 4 people.
Yeah, cool. Even inside our own, like you say, in the walls, and
Yeah.
meet 4 people so we grow those roots and grow stronger.
So we want to add that. We want to build on it. We don't want to take it away. Because like
Well, I mean-
you want to exploit the breach.
Yeah.
We've had some breaches.
Well, it's plausible if someone is, one of the other seeds, we could help them up and put them near or on the good soil. If we're,
Exactly.
interacting and,
Yep.
Yeah, the quantity is important, but the quality is even better. Quality time. Because there's a lot of lonely people out there.
Yeah.
They want that quality time, that phone call, that text message. Hey, just calling you to see you, just touch base, stuff like that.
we talked about that with my mother and I was like, you can continue to go to church online, on your TV, on your iPad, on your phone. It's not the same thing as showing up and seeing the people and going, hey man, how you doing, buddy? Hey Andrew, what's up, man? How you doing, Renee? Nice to see you. And getting to understand and know people and understand their hurts and their habits and their hang-ups, and showing them, I love you even though.